Okay, so I understand you went through like 3 different journeys, and we all do, right? Like I've gone through like 3 or so myself.
Yes.
So when you first started compared to now, like what's the difference? Obviously the knowledge, but kind of just go through those 3 journeys with me.
Okay. So my first journey, I was so hungry to get thick. I knew first year I would be trial and error, trying things, but I didn't let that discourage me because I knew there was other people on Instagram that I saw started where I was. They were really, really thin, and then over time, naturally, they gained weight and just transformed. So a part of me was like, I know it's possible. And a part of me is like, yo, I have to figure it out. Because at one point I did pay for a program, and after the time expired, I couldn't access that program again. So I said, I'm not gonna waste any more money. I would rather take the time and trial and error and figure this out myself. So I was Googling stuff, and a lot of the stuff wasn't even right. But the main thing that helped me get through my first journey was the consistency and the hunger for it. Nobody could tell me I wasn't gonna get thick. Like, I don't care if I was in the gym doing all the workouts wrong. Guess what? I still took my butt in the gym. I was doing 2-a-days. I would work out in the morning and work out at night, but in between, there was not a time you did not see me eating something. I didn't know none about counting calories. I just knew I had to eat more than I used to. And I was drinking, what's them little shakes, Ensures.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know, they so loaded with sugar. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know any of that, but when I say I was trying every little gimmick you can think of, I was trying it. And that's how I ended up coming across Epetamin. Now, I warn people about Epetamin. I do not encourage taking that type of product because 1, it's really not legal to be sold in the US. 2, there's a lot of issues that can happen while taking it. And with that, a lot of the influencers that I was following, they was promoting that product a lot as well. But no one never talked about the dangers behind it. Like, people talked about the macaroon, I tried that, but the Epetamin was something that I noticed did work for me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how dangerous it was until I had a near-death experience with it. And that experience was being so tired while driving, because I was taking 3 cupfuls throughout the day, and I didn't know you can microdose it. And I was just thinking no, 3 cupfuls, it's making me eat like crazy because now I have a bottomless pit, right? But one day I'm driving and I could not keep my eyes closed. I had to skirt on the side of the road and actually take a nap in order for me to wake back up and continue driving. So during the first year, I'm trial and error. I'm studying the products that I'm taking. I'm noticing what certain products are doing to my body, just not with the Epetamin. It's protein powders and just all the other stuff that I was taking, creatine, and I'm trying to figure out why pre-workout work or why BCAAs is important for me to take. And I'm just taking note of why this is working, why this isn't working. And the first year, I want to say I have an emotional attachment with my first year because all the blood, sweat, and tears went into year 1. And it just took me so long to get to 140 from 105 pounds.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We see the transformation just in that first story, literally, because I love transformation, but transformation literally means death. It's the ending of something,
yes,
but the beginning of something new.
And when you speaking on the death of something, there was a death to my mental, how I viewed myself, how I only considered myself worthy if I was at 140 pounds, and certain guys that I wanted me. Like, my worth was predicated on what other people thought about me and not what I saw in the mirror. And I realized I became insecure because of other people's opinion, but that's their opinion. Doesn't make it fact or valid. And during that first journey mentally, my mental wasn't right because I got fit for all the wrong reasons, which led me into journey 2.
All right, journey 2.
Journey 2, we were in lockdown for quarantine. Me and my love, HDTVUC13, Mr. Hector, he was like, babe, you should develop a program. It's a lot of women who are really thin, who wanna, gain weight naturally like you did. I doubted myself. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna buy that. We all struggling. We locked in the house. Everybody wondering where their next paycheck about to come from. He's just like, no, babe, just create the program. People are gonna buy. But what came up in my mind was knowing that I would have to fight all the time to prove to people that I'm natural. And I said, instead of me being on social media every day trying to say like, I'm natural, I gained this, here go videos, here go pictures. I said, what's one thing that a lot of people who gain don't do? People who gain and train, a lot of them gain and keep gaining. But a lot of them do not want to sacrifice losing all of that to prove that they're natural. Why? Because we all know how much it took to build and get where you are. It's easier to build on what the foundation you already have and to keep going. But to strip that all away, and to start over.
That's crazy because you literally started over on purpose.
Yeah.
Most people start over because they just can't withstand the journey.
Right.
You literally started over on purpose, but I would imagine you were in a different, headspace, mental space, starting over, more so because you gained more knowledge, right?
Yes.
And because you had a reason why.
So the reason, you're right. So me having that reason why was something I had to cling on to the most, because to be honest, even though I had that reason, it really wasn't strong enough for me because I had an emotional attachment with my first journey. And it hurt me to tear everything that I built down because of what I went through, just the trial and errors and everything I learned. And I was just like, a part of me doubted, could I do it again? Would I want to do it again? Because I just knew like, dang, I was doing 2-a-days. I was eating like crazy. It was literally like I wake up, work out, eat all day, sleep, get up, work out, do the same thing over again.
And this is over how many days a week?
I was doing Monday through Saturday and having a rest day on Sunday.
Yeah, that's what it takes though.
But it got me the results, right? And it got me the knowledge as I started to learn. But quarantine made this, my weight loss journey, really tough because I couldn't do anything else besides run on a treadmill 10 miles a day at 6 miles per hour. It felt like life was on repeat, like somebody in jail. You in jail, a lot of them get 23 hours, locked down, 1 hour of freedom to do recreation. I'm literally getting up and life felt like it was on repeat because outside was closed. I didn't want to run outside because what's motivating outside when the whole world is shut down?
Yeah, I remember that period because that was around the time I first met you, and I was like, no, this is not the girl who I see on Instagram. Like you were slim.
I was slim.
You was very slim, man. But obviously you had your reasons, why you did it. So
it was second journey was definitely worth it because it allowed me the opportunity to build trust and have transparency with people who come onto my page and they're able to see like, yo, oh, she gained, then she lost it again. okay, then she gained it again. That's like triple confirmation that you can do it naturally. And that's what I wanted for those who came to my page. And to this day, not one client has ever questioned, should I listen to her? Is this program really gonna work? If anything, if something is not working for them, they text me to admit, yo, I just fell off. Like, I just easily got demotivated and I was seeing my results, and then life happens, right? But Journey 2 allowed me to be able to like show them like, I go through the same struggles you all go through, mentally, emotionally. I never knew what weight loss was about until I had to lose all my gains. So just that experience alone just taught me about like how strong your mental has to be, and how on a daily in a certain environment, how you have to fight for what you want. I had to fight for what I want in that house, because I could only eat certain foods.
I remember.
Heck wants me to make the homemade garlic bread with the butter, whip. He wants steaks, and I can't eat none of this. So mind you, we're on lockdown and I'm smelling all the great food that I am cooking, and I can't have none of it.
It takes a tremendous amount of discipline.
I wanted to.
And that's how you build.
Yeah, I know what I mean.
For sure. And so, you know, not only were you able to, you know, build that trust with the people that come to your page and your clients and everything, ultimately, you're able to build trust within yourself.
Yes.
Because that's the thing right there. You know, you have to do things for yourself first before you could ever do them for anyone else. And so, you know, you were able to, you know, make a promise to yourself, because if you said it, you can consider that a promise.
Yes.
All right. If it come out your mouth, then it needs to be acted upon.
The commitment. So when I tell clients all the time, when you say, I want this for myself, and then you sign up with me, that's you making the commitment. And I tell them the commitment is a promise that you're making to yourself. So you need to keep that promise. Do you want to look in the mirror and consider yourself a liar? Or somebody you cannot trust? Because if you made a commitment to me and you didn't follow through, I consider you a liar, or somebody that I cannot trust. So when you starting your journey, it's not about you committing to me. It's you taking this information and you saying, I'm gonna utilize this so I can commit to myself and see this through. So like you said, it's a promise, but you don't want to break that promise.
And so, so let's go to the third journey.
So quarantine led me into Journey 2, but quarantine also led me into Journey 3. So when I lost everything and I was like, you know what, I got down to 115, that's as far as I could go. Going back down to 105, I would have had to do a water fast, and that wasn't happening. So I knew my limit on that, so I started gaining again at 115. But this time I launched the online program, and I promoted it as, hey, you know, I lost everything, but now everybody who signs up with this program, we're gonna gain together. So in the beginning, I didn't expect to have so many people buy the program the way they did, but then I realized, like, man, people at home and they looking for something to do. And this was the perfect opportunity for a lot of people to see that they can gain right at home and not feel like memberships are too expensive. You know, the excuses you come up with to not do your journey. So this was the time for me to, one, connect with a lot of women and go through this process now, really not by myself. The first time I went through the journey by myself and I was alone, but this time what helped me stay even more motivated was now I had other people depending on me. And then two, I wanted to show them, like, I feel what you feel. Like, my mental is right there with you, where today I don't feel like eating nothing. That shake, I'm tired of it. Like, the smell of a shake is making me sick at this point. But it's kids in Africa. It's kids in Africa. No, for real. That's what I had to tell myself a lot of the times, that I had to force myself to eat or do something. I'm just like, it's somebody out there that would be grateful to live another day. do what you need to do. If somebody out there that doesn't have a meal, you have the luxury to over consume right now. You overly consuming to gain, but some people won't have nothing to eat at all.
Perspective. Perspective is everything, you know, and whatever you have to do to, you know, discipline yourself is it's two ways, you know. It's either force or it's voluntary, you know, and so whichever route you have to go, if you really want it, you're going to take that route. So